Welcome to Circuitvalley. I'm Gaurav. Today I'm going to show you one more little project of mine and provide you some updates about the improvement which I made to this little board. This is a little FMC FPGA carrier board which allows you to connect multiple cameras to Xilinx FPGA. And this time, updates and changes which I made to this little board allow you to connect this board to not only Xilinx ZCU102 but also Xilinx ZCU104 and 106. And a new board which I designed, which you can see sitting here and connected here as well. So this little board is based on this FMC carrier board, and this board allows you to not only connect MIPI cameras and displays but also perform very specific emulation operations. This kind of board you need when you are prototyping with the Xilinx FPGA media pipelines or working on the media MIPI pipelines or specifically working on Linux or V4L2 pipelines. So you can easily test other systems or use your platforms as a test system and allow you to easily integrate MIPI into your applications. So let's focus on both of the boards. As I have shown you previously in the previous video, this little board allows you to connect up to 4 cameras to a MIPI system, but as MIPI pins are very restrictive, so when you move between boards, features and availability of pins even on a very standard FMC connector moves between FPGAs. And MIPI is very restrictive in terms of reception. It's not very restrictive in terms of transmission. You can transmission basically on any pin, but because MIPI IP use bit slice, and bit slice is very restrictive when you're trying to do reception, so you have to use specific pins. Make this board compatible to Xilinx ZCU102, 104 and 106, all three. You will only have like 3 ports available on one set of boards and 3 ports available on one set of boards. But at least 3 cameras will work on both of the FPGA board. So you will have some working system available on all of the boards when you have this board in your hand. These boards provide a little bit improvements in that sense, and it is also compatible with my other FMC carrier. I have specifically designed that it does not use any pins conflict with my NVMe hat, so you can stack this particular board on top of the MIPI hat or on top of the NVMe hat. So now coming back to our new board. Now this new board has, you can see, only 3 ports, and there are 2 different type of port. This port is an active port and these 2 ports are passive ports. These 2 ports, they do not provide any power, but they have all other connections, and these ports provide power. And these ports not only provide power, it provides you an indication of short circuit and also provides you indication of the power. Power, while on these boards, cannot be controlled. You cannot enable or disable power. You can enable disable regulators because there are pins for that, but you cannot completely enable disable power on this particular board. But you can disable and enable power on this particular board. Power indication is indicated by this little LED. Power out enabled when this is lit up green, so you have power out available on this board, and when there is a short circuit or any other fault, then you will have this LED lit up red, indicating that power has been disabled and you have protection against any kind of mischief or misfall or some kind of accident when you are prototyping with FPGAs. This is very important, and it prevents you from having accidents or maybe accidentally damaging your FPGA boards, even though most FPGA boards have built-in protections and they have regulators which will shut off and will not burn anything, but just in case we provided additional protection. You can see on the back of the board you have additional protection circuitry, power monitoring and label translations are all of course there. This board also have I2C label translation. I'll show you in a minute why that is important. So while talking about these 2 ports, how these 2 ports are different, pinouts between these boards, both of the boards exactly have same pinout in terms of MIPI connections, but these 2 ports on this particular board, they do not supply power. They only accept power. So you can connect other MIPI sources to these particular boards and let the other power source drive these boards. What does it allow you? It allows you to use these 2 ports as an emulation port. For example, if you have a MIPI system where you want to emulate a camera or emulate a display, then you will use any of these 2 ports. They both are same capability. One of them is meant for ZCU102 and another meant for ZCU106 and 104. So you can emulate a camera and a display. So you can connect some other FPGA board, or you can connect your Raspberry Pi here, and this system or this particular board allow you to act as a display or act as a camera, and it will allow you to do all kind of weird experiments which you can imagine, which you sometime may need when you are working with Xilinx video pipeline. This board has been specifically requested by the people who manage Linux kernel pipelines under the standard Linux, and they manage video systems in Linux, so they wanted this kind of things to experiment with, and so that they can experiment their systems. And these two ports, as I said, they indicate the power in detected, so you supply some other source into or sink as well. For example, in case of a camera, you will this will be your source, so you will supply a sink and power will be supplied. For example, in terms of display, then it will be a sink and you will be supplying power from these ports. So power come in, it gets displayed here power gets out, displayed here if power is displayed here. So power comes in, displayed here, indicated by these LED, power gets out, displayed by power out, protected, and displayed fault by power out fault. So this is the special capability of this board. And what will be the use case? Use case will be something like this, that you have a camera, standard camera connected. Right now it's running. So you see that I don't have lens mounted, but I intended to only stream data, not really interested in how does it look, because I know it works. So you see that power out enabled is green, so camera is getting power and it is right now working. If you have some kind of short circuit or some other problem happen on the camera, it's current limited to around 1 ampere, which is 3.3 watts, which is quite a bit of power. It can be increased by change of a small resistor, and that's not a big issue. But right now, if you see any fault, then this red LED will lit up and power will be disabled for this particular board. This is very important in terms of protecting your FPGA board and your peripherals against the short circuit. On the other side, this kind of unique arrangement which you see here, the Raspberry Pi display output port is connected to FPGA board. So FPGA board is acting as a display for this particular guy. And what does it allow you? That it allows you to capture whatever the Raspberry Pi is outputting into the FPGA and work as a frame buffer or as a display device for the Raspberry Pi. So this is a very special arrangement, and you see that green LED is lit up because the Raspberry Pi is supplying power here. So power input is detected, so this port is of course working, and you have the device streaming into FPGA, and this allows you to emulate displays. It can of course emulate the camera as well. So if I move this FMC cable from here to here, and then I will start streaming out of the FPGA whatever I want to stream out into the Raspberry Pi, and that will work as a what do you call it, as a video source for the Raspberry Pi. So this kind of situation, this kind of arrangement or situation allow you to test whether your pipelines in the Raspberry Pi and other places they are working or not, or if you have appropriate what do you call it, color correction, everything else. So this is a very special board. Not in every situation you will need these kind of boards, but just in case you need it, then we have it. And as I said, it's specially requested by a company which deals with the Linux kernel on the video level, and they make many public commit on the video pipelines, on V4L2 pipelines on Linux, and they manage these drivers, so they needed it, and I have decided to design it. So that's it for this video. So we saw this new board which allow you to do MIPI transmission and reception and also emulation, and the new board of the MIPI CSI receive update which allow you to connect this particular board to multiple FPGA carriers rather than just particular specific one. This is very hard to design and find the common pins. That's why we have limited the number of lanes or stuff like that. So you'll see that some ports are for example, this little port, this only works on ZC102 because it's very very restrictive to get all the ports working on all the FPGA boards. So that's it for this video. As usual, schematics and everything else for both of these boards and new revision is available on www.circuitvalley.com, and you can visit my website and GitHub. If you're interested in this board, you can definitely visit my website.